Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. It is Sunday, and I'm going to do a video that's going to make you think, and hopefully by the end of hearing this, will make you take your personal safety a little more serious than you might have before watching this. If you could, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. YouTube's been playing their games with lost subscribers again, and if you have been unsubscribed, piss off the algorithm by resubscribing and like the video and share it. Now, this video, just like you saw in the title, is about the police not having a constitutional duty to protect you. And I've known about this case for a long time, and when I say that in videos that you should take your safety paramount, and lately my new tag has been, a gun on the hip is more effective than a cop on the phone, and I've gotten some messages about people questioning, like, hey, how could you have done 24 years on the job in law enforcement and tell people that? Well, because I've always been somebody of integrity, and this is the reason why. I'm going to tell you about this lawsuit that led to a Supreme Court decision that you might not be aware of. Now, this Supreme Court decision came down in 2005, but the case that led its way up there actually happened in June of 1999. And Jessica Gonzalez was having issues with her husband, Simon. They became estranged, and Jessica got a restraining order, a court-issued order that demanded Simon stay 100 yards away from the residence, or he violates the restraining order, and then he shall be arrested. Now, I'm going to stop right here for a second. A little bit of a soapbox from somebody who has seen a lot of people obtain restraining orders. And unfortunately, I've seen some people killed while they had a restraining order. Guys and gals, a piece of paper from a court does not save your life. It does not mean anything. Because by the time something happens, police are reactive. That's why I say when seconds count, help is only minutes away. Now, I don't really mean to be throwing a bunch of, jargon at you and catchphrases, but they actually mean what they are here, guys and gals. Now, back to the case. In June of 1999, Ms. Gonzalez reached out to the Castle Rock Police Department in Colorado, and she was telling them that they needed to find her estranged husband and arrest him. They were having some issues. Well, the Castle Rock Police Department, according to the lawsuit, did not act, nor did they issue an arrest warrant, which is kind of what domestic laws require. You either physically arrest the person, or you issue an arrest warrant so that if he travels somewhere else, he will answer, or she, I always say he, but it's he or she, will answer to those charges and be held responsible, hopefully, in most states. Now, why she was trying to get her, the police department to find her husband, was that he had kidnapped his own 3 daughters while they were outside playing. And their ages, I got to check because I don't remember, it's been a while, 7, 9, and 10-year-old girls. So these were little, young, beautiful, innocent children that Simon Gonzalez kidnapped against the court-ordered restraining order, okay? So for hours, she frantically tried to get the police to find him, and they didn't. They didn't act. They didn't issue a restraining order until a couple hours later when Simon showed up at the police department shooting. The police fired back. They killed him on scene, and when they went to his vehicle, they made the gruesome discovery of his 3 daughters, which he had killed. He had murdered his own kids, and they were in the vehicle. And it's terrible. And I'll tell you, and being on some scenes like that, those are things that you never ever should have to see, and they just don't leave you. So this lady lost her estranged husband and her 3 daughters. So she sued the police department, the Castle Rock Police Department, because she said that she had a property interest under the 14th Amendment, and that because it was a court-issued restraining order, that the police had a duty to arrest, shall arrested, that's the terminology, shall arrest, her husband or issue a warrant, in which they did neither. Now, she went through the property interest of the 14th Amendment because of its due process guarantee, which prohibits the deprivation of property without due process, and in the property she's talking about her children. Now, the district court, this is a federal court because it's a lawsuit against a governmental agency, a police department. The federal district court dismissed the case. It was appealed by Ms. Gonzalez, and an en banc panel of the 10th Circuit reinstated the case. The town then appealed, and it made its way all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. Now, a previous case in 1999 that was decided was causing an issue for this Gonzalez case. And I'm going to refer to my notes on this one. And because I don't remember the 1989 law very much without looking, and I want to be accurate. So the 1989 decision was DeShaney versus Winnebago County, and that held that a failure by county social service workers to protect a young boy from a beating at the hands of his father did not breach any substantive constitutional duties. And Ms. Gonzalez's attorneys were trying to go around that decision, which was the precedent, by saying that her case was one of process rather than substance. Now, it did go through the legal system. It took a long time. The Supreme Court did take the case, and they rendered their decision in 2005. And what they said was Ms. Gonzalez did not have a property interest in enforcing the restraining order. And Justice Scalia penned the decision. And he said such things that such a right would not, of course, resemble any traditional conception of property. Justice Scalia also addressed the fact that restraining orders often do require the arrest of a body of a person, whether it's man or female, or an arrest warrant. He said that a well-established tradition of police discretion has long coexisted with apparently mandatory arrest statutes. Now, I'll tell you that police have a huge amount of discretion. They don't have to write you a ticket if they see you violating a traffic law. They don't even have to stop you. It's discretion. They do not have to arrest on 99.8% of all the crimes that are on the books. There are a couple laws that say shall arrest. And typically, in I can only talk about 2 states because that's where I've worked, but typically domestic abuse is a shall issue offense. The other ones are usually warrants. So in this case of Gonzalez v. Castle Rock, it was ruled that police do not have a constitutional duty to protect you, unless you are in custody, of course. But that is why I always tell people they should take their protection paramount. Do what you need to do to protect yourself. Because, guys and gals, seriously, like when evil kicks your door in or presents itself while you're at a store, you need to protect yourself now, not when the police respond. And I hope that telling you that this is where this came from. The Supreme Court has said the police have no constitutional duty to protect you, period. Hopefully now your eyes will be a little bit more wide open. You'll be a little bit more vigilant out there and take care of yourself. I know it's a little bit of a different video than I typically do, but this is directly related to our Second Amendment rights. Why? Because our Second Amendment right is our right to self-defense. And since nobody else is required to defend yourself, it is imperative that you do it. So let me know what you think down below. Were you aware of this case? Is this new to you? Sound off down below. It's long-standing case law. And when this happened back in the day, it kind of shook the way a lot of, well, I'll only talk for me. It shook the way I thought about things. And that's why I've always been a big proponent of people carrying the gun. Let me know what you think down below, guys and gals. Thank you so much. Sorry to bug you on a Sunday. My body is very sore from, I think I walked 35 miles according to my Apple Watch for SHOT Show, and I just hurt. So I'm going to go back upstairs in the recliner and kick back and hydrate. But until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe, because a gun on your hip is far more effective than a cop on the phone. Take care, everybody.